guys? Well, I'm back in Bankhead Forest. It's 39 degrees out here right now, and cold, raining, winds blowing. February the 26th. It's gonna be the third day I've been over here and scouted since deer season, and I mean it is just, it's nasty today. I'm going to go into a place that I hunted a couple of times back during rifle season. I found some rubs and a bunch of scrapes in here. Right when I first started hunting it, I got in there a little bit late. I think I probably actually missed the rut where it was at. So I'm going to go in here today and see if I can't hang a camera. The deer will be dropping their antlers soon. Some of them I probably have already. But just to see, I ain't got nothing better to do, and I ain't gonna use my cameras for nothing else, so I figured I'd go and hang some cameras up and see if I can get a picture of something that's still got some antlers. Maybe we won't get completely soaking wet. It's just kind of misting right now, and it's supposed to be pouring down rain here in about an hour or so. So I'm gonna try to get in here as quick as I can, see what we can see. All right, well, I about reached the end of the line right here. See right here, I've got a big giant hole. I mean, it just goes off into nothing. And this past season, I hunted on the other side of this, probably, heck, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile over that way. But I think I should have been hunting from this side, and possibly even coming in from this top end. It doesn't look like there's been a whole lot of traffic in here, but you never can tell. At Bankhead, somebody has been everywhere. Even when you don't think somebody's been into a place. You see this? It's right here. There ain't no telling how many years that that's been on that tree. But I know that I'm almost 1.25 miles back in the woods and ended up right on top of it. So it just really shows you, you know, that even when you think you're out here all alone, somebody's been in here before, had the same idea you did. And now with GPS and topography, makes it that much easier. But once you find it, you got to be willing to hunt it. And to hunt it, you got to be willing to find it. Looks like these deer could come out of this hole right here. There's a little bit of a trail coming up that little ledge right there. So I'm gonna see if I can't get down in this, off this lip right here. There should be a creek crossing down here at the bottom. Go in here and see what we can find. Yeah, I'm sure there's nothing really terrifying living up in that. Ease off down in here about 4 o'clock in the morning. Here's something in there moving around. Look. All right. Creek's right down there. See where I just come off right here. There's a pretty good bluff running down through here. There's just enough of a gap right there. It's steep, but they can get up through there. That bluff continues on down this whole lip right here. This is where the deer, I think, were coming off back during deer season. But what I was catching over there, I don't think I was able to see everything that was traveling this area. I think I was too far over that way. Well, I didn't notice this when I came in here until I got down to the very bottom. But there's a whole logging road in here. Runs the edge of this creek. Right on the edge of the, it drops right down to the water. I'm gonna walk up this road right here. There should be some sign along. Well, there's an old rub right there. That tree. Here we go. One. That's from this year. There's another one right there. It's from this season. That's good. Good sign. At least we didn't come all the way back in here for absolutely nothing. It's like right here we got a pretty good little crossing where this water drainage goes off in here. They can get right down there and cross that creek easy. And there's a big, thick pine thicket up there up top. I was hunting on the other side of it this last year, but this way I can come in off that top side, climb a tree. Well, hopefully these deer are down here in this bottom. Oh man, it's a long way back in here, but could have been 3 miles, would have been worse. All right, let's walk down this road. I'm just gonna run the camera and y'all just scout with me. There's an old rub. That tree. Here's a fresh one right here. Tree's tore up. Get down here toward the end. This is going to kind of run out off the end of a ledge, drop off in the creek. Yeah, there's another rub right there. That tree. This isn't real big sign, but it is sign. And I've got cameras, so I'm going to run cameras. It'll never hurt to have one in here. And if I don't get nothing this time of year, it'd be a good place to have one up about July. See what's growing in here. Where I'm walking right here, so there's a little logging road, and then it drops way off this hill down into this bottom where this creek is. And there's a little flat right here above me before it goes up that lip to the very top of that other ridge. So it's kind of a unique terrain feature. There's a rub right there. It's just scratched up a little bit, but that's a good sized tree there. I've definitely been traveling this logging road, and it's just a great ambush point from the top of that hill right there. You get in here pretty easy. I mean, it's a long way, but it's a nice flat walk, which is better than most of the places I end up. Here's a scrape. It's nearly covered up. It's almost late enough right now where it's going to be hard to see some of the scrapes. Most of them are probably nearly completely covered up. I mean, right here, there's another shelf down there before it drops down into the creek. Deer could cross right here very easily into that bottom. I believe that's probably what they're doing. This is just going to continue to curl around through here, but Not seeing the sign I think those deer are going right down through there to cross that creek. Well, I'm gonna get up top now, up on this next little lip, follow it back around and make a loop, and see if there's any sign on the top of that lip where they've been traveling it rather than here. I like to think I'd be able to shoot both spots, but it is thick enough in here. There's enough of a canopy where it's going to be kind of hard to shoot just everything. All right, coming up the point right here, here's a rub right there. Get up here on top. It's a little flat. I kind of like the look of this. I know I can shoot this from that hill. Just scrape right there. Another one right there. About tripped and fell. There's one behind me. Didn't even see that right there. Under that branch. Right here on this point. Great place to come check those. All right, just gonna pretend like he's going this way. It's the way I'd go if I was him. Yep, there we go. Right there. Scrape's a little more fresh. It's got tracks in it. And right here we got another little logging road. Another scrape right there. It's got tracks in it. It actually turns and goes back toward the logging road. We're kind of split off right there. Makes a little loop right here. Probably a really good place to watch. All right, I'm gonna go this way this time. Y'all, this is about as fun to me as deer hunting. I just kind of like trying to get in their head, pretending like I'm that buck and what he's looking at and why, and trying to figure out how I would travel if I were moving through here. And I think that they'll move through here during the daytime. It's open right here. So you got this big bluff and this big ravine right here. Just makes a little, almost like a little safety area right through here. Yeah, once you get back up this direction, most of this sign seems to be down closer to that creek where we found those first few rubs. There's another scrape right here, where we've been just traveling this lip just higher. That logging road's right off that side of that hill. Well, y'all can probably hear it's starting to rain pretty good now. Okay, just out of curiosity, I got back to where I walked off the hill. I went ahead and turned and come down this logging road the other direction, back around the edge of this point that I walked off of. Didn't see any sign as I got further back that way. Most of it still seems to be back past this, but there's a scrape right here. So the deer have also been coming this way. There's a tree that was tore up right there. That one's a long way off the ground too. Scrape right here under this cedar branch. And then there's one on the other side too, right here. So that's fantastic. That's really good news, because now I've created 3 different travel routes, and every single one of them have come to the same spot. I say created, found. It's not like I made them. But most people may not like me doing this because they think that all I'm going to do is attract attention to public land. But what I've noticed since I've lived up here, I've been up here for 16 years now, and what I've noticed is that the younger crowd has gotten pickier and pickier about the size of deer that they're shooting. And in my opinion, a lot of it has got to do with the information that they're getting. Seeing these guys kill these gigantic bucks out of here lets them know that they're in here, and even if they're in here scouting, looking, hunting, even if there's more of a crowd, they're passing up these smaller bucks. And I've seen bigger and bigger and bigger deer brought into my shop. You know, I don't know if it's just my shop, but it seems to me like the more information that you give people, then the more forgiving they are on these younger deer. They don't feel like they've got to shoot the first thing that they see. So that being said, I'm going to show y'all where I'm about to hang this camera to give everybody an idea of how to get pictures of some of these deer. Where I'm at, that right there is the ridge that I came off of. There's a bluff right down here, and I walked off the side over that way. Looking at it now, I need to really come off the top of that hill real early in the morning and get in one of these trees on the top of this hill looking off down in here. This is one of the rubs that I found right here, but this logging road, you can see this logging road runs right up through here. It's a little hard to see on these cameras because of that bug eye fish view it's got, but there's a logging road right here. And there's that lip I was talking about. Ideal placement for a stand to be here, right back here on one of these trees. Well, then right down here is the logging road that I started on. And it runs the edge of the lip of that creek bottom and bends right here. The creek actually turns right here in front of us. And this logging road basically just cuts that corner. So you got one here, one wrapping around right here. And the rubs, all those rubs under the cedar trees are right here. Rubs on cedar trees here. And then you got scrapes under these cedars behind us. And this logging road goes right off. There's an intersection right here. And right where this intersection is, this is where that other logging road goes down and follows that creek and goes right back down and follows the creek back that way. That's where we found all the first rubs at. It was right down there, and there's a couple of scrapes up here on this flat. So what I'm going to do, where this hub comes together, all these trails, I'm going to expect that buck to walk right here to this area somewhere. I mean, we know he was standing here because there's a scrape. I'm assuming he kept using this logging road and continued on to this next one. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to hang my camera right back here, probably on this tree. I may hang it here, get up a little bit higher where I can actually be looking down, and hope it'll trigger if a deer's walking that logging road or this logging road right here in front of us, where that little crossing comes together is right here. I'm gonna face that camera right here, and maybe if anything comes through here, hopefully we'll get a shot at it. All right, let's do this. Guys, I don't know if any of y'all are turkey hunters, but there are turkeys in here thick. I'm talking about, you look at this ground, so they've been in here scratching. I mean, they've got it tore up. You see where they've been all down this road, scratching around, scratching all down through the woods right there, going off to that creek, right out here in this logging road. I mean, you can just, I mean, they've been all in here in the last few days. All these leaves are turned over. The cool thing is I've got an absolute ton of places to turkey hunt. So I'm just gonna give y'all the latitude, longitude coordinates of this place, and whoever finds it first can have it. All right, so the way you get here, my battery's about to go dead. Anyway, latitude, longitude, the way you get here is